Okay, here's the biggie. How much does it cost to have my account managed? So there are two different kind of pricing models, if you like. There's fixed fee and there's percentage of spend. So I'm going to talk about the percentage of spend one first. So basically how that works is, if you have an AdWords account that is spending maybe £1,000 or £2,000 a month, you will be charged at the end of the month, when your ad spend for the month is known, you will be charged a percentage as the management fee. Now that's usually around 10%, so it could be 9-10%. So you would be paying on say a £10,000 ad spend a month, you'd be paying £1,000 in management fee. Most agencies that charge this kind of sort of variable percentage rate will have a minimum that they will charge. So say, for example, you're spending £2,000 a month and they charge you 10%. It'll be 10% or a minimum of, let's say, £500. So at £2,000 ad spend, obviously 10% of that is £200, you would be paying £500 as a minimum. As your ad spend increases, once you get over £5,000, then you start paying whatever the percentage is. So that's how that one works. The alternative is fixed fee, which is, as it suggests, is really straightforward. You will be given a proposal and a quote as to how much you will be charged per month to manage your account. Straightforward, or it should be straightforward. It's common that you will probably maybe given a proviso to that, in that if you start off, when you first start working with AdWords and you're spending a couple of £1,000s a month, there will be a proviso to say, well, this is the monthly management fee, as long as your ad spend remains under £5,000, £10,000. Once it goes above that level, then we reserve the right to renegotiate our management fee. Because obviously, the bigger the account, the more complicated, the more management it requires, the more time it takes to manage it effectively. So that's why you would expect to have that kind of a clause, if you like, in your proposal. So pros and cons. Okay, fixed fee, you can budget, you know exactly where you stand. You can budget your management fees, you know where you are, you know how much you're spending in ad spend, you know what your management fee is sorted. You can work out then whether it's profitable. Variable fees, percentage fees, obviously then it's a little less predictable. So you could pay £800 in management fees this month, you might pay 900, 1,000 the next month if you've spent considerably more. For example, if you're over Christmas, it's highly likely that your ad spend will go up dramatically. If you're an online retailer, you'll want to spend more if you're getting that traffic coming through, and to sort of make the most of the holiday rush, your fees will go up. The reason, one disadvantage of that kind of model, I feel, is that if I'm one of the big kind of goals of managing an account is obviously to make it profitable. If you are currently spending £5,000 a month and making £1,000, just for argument's sake, from your ads, profit, I mean, not kind of just revenue, but profit. The goal, you've got several goals. You've got one goal is to obviously grow, so to grow your revenue and to increase the budget as long as it's profitable to grow your revenue, to grow your business. But the other goal is obviously to be more efficient in your AdWords account, and where you can, to spend less money to make the same revenue. So, if you take over an account and it's currently spending £5 to make £1,000 profit, if you can spend £4 to make that same £1,000, then that's what you're going to try and do. Now, I do feel that if an agency is being rewarded for how much money you spend, there's not really an incentive there to try and save you money on your ad spend. I'm not saying that happens, but you've got to wonder that maybe that's, there is no real incentive really to stop, to reduce what you're spending in ad spend. So that's one kind of disadvantage that I feel comes along with that kind of pricing structure. So those are the two different kind of pricing models in general when it comes to managing accounts. The kind of main question, I guess, is to how much it will cost to manage your account. Well, that is a very difficult question to answer because it depends on so many variables in the account. It depends. Let's assume you're not using the variable fee model. Say you're using your agency charges a fixed fee. It will depend on how much you're spending, how big your campaigns, how complicated your campaigns are, whether you're just doing Google search, whether you're doing search and shopping and display and video ads, whether you need additional services as part of your management. Maybe you need to help with creating landing pages. You might need help with split testing landing pages to find out which one works best. So a lot of agencies will do all those additional tasks for you, but of course there will be an additional fee involved in the management. When it comes to Google Shopping, there are different elements. So some retailers will have their website will directly, they will deal with the product feed. They'll manage all of that, and the AdWords consultant or the AdWords agency will just basically use what they have in Merchant Center and manage the accounts. Some agencies will prefer to actually take control of that product feed, to be able to make optimizations, make updates and changes within the product feed in order to make the shopping campaigns better. So again, if that is the case, then you would expect to pay more per month for a company that does all of that work with the shopping feed than somebody that just takes what you have and uses that. So lots and lots of different elements involved. So it's impossible to give one fee for management, but it can range. There are agencies that will charge a few £100s a month for management, and there were agencies that will charge, if you're spending 50,000 a month on your campaigns, then can be charging 5,000, 6,000, £7,000 a month to manage that ad spend. So maybe it doesn't answer. I'm not answering the question directly, but as I hope you can appreciate, it is a very difficult question to answer as a kind of a one solution fits all. So that hopefully gives you some idea of how the costing works for AdWords management.